on, everyone? My name is Donovan, and today I want to take a look at a pair of AfterShokz's alternatives from a company called Alova. These are the Alova Bone Wave, and they are bone conduction headphones, as you can see right down here. And the reason why I'm calling them AfterShokz's alternatives is because if you've heard of bone conduction headphones, or if you're interested in bone conduction headphones, chances are you've probably heard of AfterShokz's, because when you look them up on Amazon, basically the first 5, 6, 7 results are all from AfterShokz's, and that's because they are basically the most common company that you're going to find when it comes to bone conduction headphones. So you can see they make a ton of different varieties there, and they're a little bit pricey, so around $80, $120. If you come down here, these are the ones we're going to take a look at right now. These again are from Alova. They're called the Alova Bone Wave, and they mention a few things here. They're available in a couple different colors, actually 3 different colors, so black, white, and then J20 black. I'm not really sure what those are. Those are actually a different version, so I'd probably go with one of these two, either the black or the white version. And you can see they're available for $45.79 with a 5% off coupon code. So I'll leave that down in the description if you're interested in checking them out. So again, these are basically the same thing as what you'd get with a pair of AfterShokz's. I've worn AfterShokz's before, so I have a little bit of comparison. The AfterShokz's I wore were the AfterShokz's Titaniums. I no longer use those, but these are basically an alternative to that. So let's go ahead and talk about the features they mentioned. So obviously bone conduction headphones, IP56 water resistance, so you can sweat on them, you can go for a run in the rain or cycling in the rain. They're going to be just fine. Obviously any amount of sweat will be just fine. You can technically even take them in the shower, but you definitely don't want to go swimming with these because that will certainly ruin them. And then we have 4 hours of battery life. Now if you look at the description here, they actually say 5 hours. I've actually been getting somewhere between 4 and 5 hours, so I'm not really sure why they have the discrepancy here, but I've been getting somewhere around 4.5 hours of battery life on a single charge. And while we're mentioning it, it does take about 90 minutes to charge them up, and they use the micro USB in order to charge up, and that's where the flap is right there. They do come with a micro USB cable, and the other thing they come with are earplugs. So I guess if you want to not hear the surroundings, you can go ahead and put some earplugs in as well. And then they say, as light as you are, wearing nothing, 35 grams, but I can assure you that they don't feel like you're wearing nothing while you're wearing them, so just as a heads up there. Alright, so a few other things worth mentioning here. So they have a 120 milliamp hour battery. Again, here they say 4 hours, but typically I've been getting about 4.5 hours of battery life. Wireless range of 15 meters. So basically between the device they're connected up to and the headphones, you need about 15 meters. So I've actually been using these with watches primarily because I use them while running. So right now I have them connected up to my Samsung, what is this? The Samsung Galaxy Watch Active, and they work great with those. I've not had any connection issues with any of the watches I've used them with. So I've used them with my Garmin Forerunner 245 Music, my TicWatch Pro 4G LTE, and another watch that I've reviewed in the past, the Garmin Fenix 5 Plus. In all cases, they stay connected. I've never had an issue where they disconnected, and that's while wearing the headphones and the watch on my left wrist. So no issues there. So connection has been great. And anything else worth mentioning here? So I already mentioned that charging time of 90 minutes. Now, let's go ahead and talk about sound quality, because obviously if you're wearing a pair of bone conduction headphones, you want to know what they're going to sound like, and any kind of headphones for that matter. So first of all, bone conduction headphones, kind of the idea here is that you can hear everything going on around you. So that's why they say they're good for like running and cycling, hiking, things like that. Situations where you want to be able to hear what's going on around you. So you can see how they sit. They actually sit in front of your ear, not in your ear. And for that reason, you will be able to actually hear everything going on around you. But they're actually going to vibrate on that bone that's right in front of your ear, and that's just going to transfer that audio to your brain, and it does work well. The problem is the sound quality, and honestly it doesn't matter whether you pick these up or you pick up a pair of AfterShokz's. I have never had a pair of bone conduction headphones where I was super impressed with the sound, and honestly they sound like a pair of bad headphones. But there's a reason for that, because they're just not going directly through your ear. And that's the price you pay in order to have the ability to hear everything that's going on around you. So are they bad? No, just don't expect them to be amazing. There's definitely a lack of bass. You're not going to get a lot of bass. And overall, just the sound quality, I would say, is about like a 3 out of 5. It's barely passing. But again, it doesn't matter whether you pick up a pair of AfterShokz or a pair of Alova for $45. The sound quality just isn't really there, to be completely honest. And again, it doesn't matter whether you pick up the more expensive ones or these. I've never had a pair of bone conduction headphones where the sound quality was blowing me away. Now, with that being said, in terms of the volume, they do get pretty loud. You can see there are some volume buttons here. So here we have our power button. There's a volume up, volume down, and if you hold this one down or hold this one down, that's track forward, track backward. If you hold them down for a long press, this is a multifunction button here. So this is a play, pause, and then also you can answer phone calls and hang up on phone calls using this multifunction button. And technically it looks like two buttons, but this is the actual button. That's really nothing there. And then you can see there is a microphone, so technically you can make phone calls with these as well. In terms of phone call quality, again, AfterShokz actually are decent when it comes to phone calls. They're not amazing and certainly not as good as some other headphones I've used. And I would say that these are, average at best. You probably don't want to use these for phone calls. And really, ultimately, what these are for is for situations where you're running out on the streets and you need to be able to hear things that are going on around you. Maybe you're going for a bike ride and you still want to listen to some music, maybe some podcasts or a good audiobook, and you want to be able to listen to those while you're doing that activity, but you need to hear the surroundings going on around you to be safe. That's the purpose of these, and ultimately these are the best option when it comes to being able to hear your surroundings, but there's prices you have to pay. They're not great for phone calls, and the sound quality overall is just not there. But it's a decent option. So I wore these. I still wear these while running sometimes when I just simply don't care all that much about the sound quality, and really I'm just listening to music for kind of taking my mind off of my run, or listening to a podcast. For podcasts, these are fine because obviously you don't need excellent sound quality for a podcast. And overall, would I recommend these? If you're looking for an inexpensive pair of bone conduction headphones, definitely. These have good overall connectivity to my device. And really I've not had any issues with these. The charging time, 5 hours of battery life is not bad. It would be nice if they could charge up a little faster than 90 minutes, but ultimately if you're just using them for exercise and things like that, you're not going to need to charge them up that often unless you're exercising for 2 or 3 hours a day. But ultimately, yeah, Alova Bone Conduction Headphones. Check them out in the links down below. If there's any questions you have about them, let me know in the comments section. Thanks for watching. I hope this video has been helpful for you, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.